This is another finished house, 3 bedrooms, 50 million in Lagos.
Welcome to Brookhill Park Estate. So I'm going to take you through one of the furnished units in the estate. So these are 3-bedroom terrace with BQ. You have your luxurious sitting room. Over here you have your dining, and this is your fully fitted kitchen. Your visitor's toilet is over here. Then I'm going to take you to the rooms upstairs. So this is one of the rooms with your bathroom. This is the second room.
Produced. Produced it.
All right. Right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome and thank you for joining. Oh, yeah. This is Chatroom The King. My name is Invoked Blessing, and I'm privileged to be your host. And I just want to say thank you to each and everyone for joining and welcome. Please do us a favor by clicking the share button and let us invite our friends to join us. Just click the share button and let us invite all our friends. Just having a high time breathing. I'm trying to read comment. Good evening, Abide Miatinuke. Momi Bangbalasa, thanks for joining. I was about 20 minutes late. It's not me. àwọn ọkùnrin ńlá kan ló delay me. I was already set up to start. Ìfẹ́ oge ló jẹ́ ká pẹ́. Àwọn ẹlẹ́jọ́ sọnù. I'm a little bit under the weather. This cold just Maryland weather is funny. It was warm for some days. Saturday was warm. Friday was warm, and Sunday it just started blistering cold. And the cold, I catch cold easily. So I have to be on coffee almost all day round, hoping to just get it right for this show. Ibo ló ń sá lọ? Ire tá a kò lọ́nà, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká kórè lọ́nà ni. Ìfẹ́ oge ló jẹ́ ká pẹ́. Ẹlẹ́jọ́ wẹ́wẹ́. I told her the time for sure about to start. He said she doesn't give a shit. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. And today I want to be as brief as possible and want to strike at the edge because I want us to talk about something very cogent. Why are you giving me good evening as if you are just seeing me today? Alabosi. Now, we've started a series for some weeks now that I call Beatitude. We've looked at the attitude of gratitude. Epuziba, the attitude of gratitude. We've talked about, what else have we talked about? Gratitude. We've talked about, remind me now. So today, I want to open a thought on what I called winning through diligence. Okay, we've talked about gratitude. We've talked about patience. Patience, which was kind of intense. And today I'm going to talk to us because you see, we are preparing for the new year. And like I said to us and maybe to some of us who take notes, that I have a conviction in my spirit that 2022 will be a very remarkable year. We've all paid our dues and we've all been through, the survival of the fittest of 2021. But, I've been trusting God over time for the direction. There's been a moment in my life where I just need to hear God speak. I have so many questions and I need directions. It's like a restart for me. And I'm really optimistic about the forthcoming year. And I begin to have a prompt that next year will be a year where so many people, there are certain blessings. And don't get it wrong, the Bible says God daily loaded us with benefits. We get blessed every day. As long as you're on God's side, you are blessed. And then there are certain blessings that comes to you based on principle. You do this, you get it. There are different kind of blessings according to scripture. They are what we call the blessing that comes with salvation. So you are blessed already. We have received the grace. So God daily loaded us with benefit. Then there is a blessings where you follow the principle of God, you will be blessed. Give, it shall be given unto you. It's a principle. It doesn't matter whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, you are a pagan. When you give, you will be given. And God will use men to bless you in returns. Like, honor your father and mother for your days to be long. So anybody that wants to live long, we honor his parents. Those are principles. There are blessings that come with principles. There's terms and conditions. There's a price for the reward. Then there's another category of blessings that is called invoked blessing. That is the blessings that comes on you by laying off on hands or pronouncements of somebody that has been ordained by God to be his mouthpiece or somebody who is a shepherd over you. And we want to state clearly that commanded blessings or invoked blessings are blessings that, not only restricted to your pastor alone. Anybody that God has placed as a shepherd over your life can invoke blessing of God upon you. Pastor is one of it. So by laying on of hands and they bless you, they will invoke the blessing of God on you. Parent is one of it. When your parent, when you you will be blessed. Husband is another one. If you have a husband who is faith-oriented and he blesses you from his heart, you will be blessed. That is why it's dangerous to marry the wrong person. That's why you have to watch who you submit yourself to when it comes to pastor or husband. If you are under a ministry of a man who is constantly becoming an enemy of God, it is what he had as his gift. So his acts or his life is not pure. You can't attest to his work with God. Run. So that they don't lay a curse down on you. The same way to husband, if you have to watch who you submit to, because whoever you submit yourself to becomes a shepherd and seemingly a God representative over your life. So there's what we call invoked blessing. Then there's what we call commanded blessing. This is the blessings that comes to you by obeying the ordinance of God, of doing the will of God. The blessings that comes with it. There is what we call congregational blessing. That's the blessing that comes to you based on the affiliation of faith that you are. Every man who is called by God has a grace that they carry. So if you are under a ministry and God release the grace upon the man of God, it flows from Aaron down to the church. So your shepherd is what they call the Aaron. All of these blessings exist. But then there's one particular kind of blessing. Now we have what they call generational blessings too. The blessing that your father carries can be transferred to you, or the blessing that you carry can be transferred to your children. That is why I marvel, I fear when I see all these things going on Facebook and people cursing themselves and cursing on their children and doing heinous things, unimaginable behaviors. People acting as if there is no future for them. They are digging a well for their children. I pray that God will not make their children suffer the consequences of their actions, because it's just bad. That the same way blessing can be generational, curses can be generational. The same way blessings can be transferred, curses can be transferred. But there is another type of blessing that is called a once in a lifetime blessing. It's a blessing that comes by mercy. It's not the function of what you do or how you obey God or how you pleases God, or it's not the function of give and it shall be given. Those ones are blessings and they are big. But there are some blessings that comes by mercy. It might only happen to a man once in his lifetime. These blessings, if it hits you and you get it right one time, that's all you need. When God wants to settle a man permanently, his mercy prevails and God does. It's called settlement. God just settle you once and for all. So I have a leading in my spirit, and that's why I've been worried. That 2022 will be a year where so many people will be settled permanently. There are certain blessings that God will release that, when those jackpots is like a jackpot. When you hit it for life. That single blessing will settle you for the rest of your life. Baba Bobo, good evening. How are you doing, ma? Emilio Chama. Now, to harness this kind of blessing, so I'm just preparing us for a year that is so promising and that is so fulfilling. So I'll be discussing with us today on what I call, under the subtopic of beatitude. I want to talk about Winning through diligence. Winning through diligence. Winning through diligence. Now, we are going to open up by, again, let's have some little interaction. What is our understanding of diligence? I'm àwọn tó máa lọ wo nínú dictionary nínú Google. Èmi ló tiẹ̀ mọ̀wé débẹ̀. Àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ gan máa lọ Google ẹni. I always like to ask us so that we can be on the same page. What is your understanding of diligence? What does it mean to you? Yeah, let's talk. It's not like I've always tell you, this show is not a speech. It's a chat room. We're supposed to be having a conversation, feedback, feed forward. What is your understanding of diligence? What does diligence mean to you? Yes, anybody? By the way, we are going to be setting out this week. This week is a week we are going to be doing our little bit for the community, and we are ready to give our consistency. That is a nature of diligence. It's part of what makes diligence. But you are very correct, but it doesn't encapsulate the totality of it. Doesn't cover it. The nature of one of the elements of diligence is consistency. Yes, any other person. Consistency. I like that though. Consistency. There are so many general assumptions to what diligence is defined as. For instance, some people believe that diligence is hard work. They are not wrong, but again, it doesn't cover it. It does not. I want to Google it. Google them. What's our understanding of diligence? And because you see, if you look at diligence from the angle of hard work, you will miss the subject, because it's not about work or making profit alone. You understand? Daddy kind of brochure. Good evening, sir. Working carefully with a lot of effort. Working carefully with a lot of effort. Working carefully with a lot of effort. I like the carefully in it. Working carefully with a lot of effort. Constant and earnest effort. What day? Constant and earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken. Can you guys hear me? I know my voice is a little bit low. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm having cold. Constant and earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken. Persistent exertion of body or mind. Persistent, constant, earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken. In other words, to accomplish what has been started. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. Let me see if I can pin that down. I like that. Okay, well, let me not waste the time. Diligence is not hard work. Do you understand? Diligence is what you need to add to your hard work for you to get a desired result. There is hard work, but every hard work needs diligence for you to get results. You will agree with me that if it is by hard work, matter of fact, if it is by hard work, there are people who are supposed to be a billionaire by now. Do you realize that so many people are working hard, but they are hardly working? Do you understand that? So many people are working hard, but they are hardly working. Like they look like they are working hard, but they are working hard doing nothing. Diligence is ability to set a measurable goal and simultaneously achieving them. So, diligence is not just working hard. Diligence is working hard with purpose and having the temerity to carry through. Having the persistency or the endurance to see it through. There are so many of us that our effort is scattered all around. I was talking to one of us on this platform who, over time, I talk to many people, and I realized that almost every time we have to talk about business, she's talking to me about another business, and then another time she says, I can do this one, and then I've done this one before. And I said, excuse me, how many things do you do? You can't be everywhere at the same time. You already have a very good business which is thriving. Focus on this and invest all your energy and resources on this one, because he has the trappings and the potentiality of growing into an enterprise, growing into a large industry. Why do you have to dissipate and diversify your energy into doing so many businesses? Is it good to have a diversified economy? It's good. But it is best when you can concentrate your energy doing something. Like I said, we're going to look at this diligence cut across every facet of life. It's not just in our work or career alone. We're going to look at it from the perspective of our finances, our work. We're going to look at it in the area of personal growth. We look at it in the area of relationship and marriage. And then we will look at it in the area of, a person and our character in a sociocultural environment, how we relate with our environment, how we relate with, gaining our social acceptance. So diligence is having a measurable goal and be passionate enough to see it through. It is not enough to have vision. There are so many visionaries that are in the grave. There are so many people that will die with vision. Lórúkọ Jésù ẹ̀ ní kú tògótògó. Ọmọ ológo ni àìmọye ọmọ ológo tó ń rárẹ̀. It's not enough to carry glory. What do you do with the glory? I have a friend who was dating a guy, and they've been in a committed relationship that's supposed to lead to marriage. And all of a sudden, the guy left Abikola Shewa. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome. The guy broke up with her and left this relationship. And his only excuse was that they told him where he went to pray. I want to do Boleh, I don't even like them. They told him that if he married the girl, that the girl will use her glory. Listen to me. A man broke up with the girl, and his only excuse was that they told him that the girl has a very big glory, and she clearly have a micro mini glory. That if she married the girl glory will swallow his own glory. And he broke up with her. When she told me about it, I said, this boy must be a fool. He must be a fool. Why? If I'm in a relationship with a guy and they say she have a very big glory, and me I have a small one, that's the reason for me to marry her. Because since my own glory is small, your own is big, I'm a dark glory pony. You understand? So she broke up with this girl because of something to buy fair my book, where my book away model. And the girl was bitter, and I said, why are you bitter? So rogbe ogo ẹnìkan fògo tiẹ̀ ó ya inú ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́. Ṣé ogo micro minute tó ń lò yẹn? So years passed. The girl is doing very well. And then they met again and they checked, and he was telling me that the guy is just using a set of biographical career. And I said, okay, well, you were crying then. By now you know. But the only reason why the guy has not made anything significant in his life is because Ọlọ́run jàjà fẹ́ kẹ́ bastard rẹ̀. Tó gbogbo ògo ẹ̀ micro mini lògo ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ fún déèyàn tó ní ògo tó pick. Dìdìrín dẹ̀ tún sá lọ fún. You see, first of all, let me address this idea of people, you are dating somebody. You will be dating a girl, or maybe you are the girl, you are dating a guy. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Your madness did not ask you to go and badura see them. Then when it's time for you to put commitment into action and settle down, you will now go and meet one pastor that want to be unfortunate. They will now be telling you that all those things. It's madness. If you don't stop telling with people emotions, if it's in the first place. Because what the Bible says is commit your way to the hands of the Lord, trust also in it. If you cannot commit your own ways and your own life to God and pray and let God guide you, the book of Job says there is a spirit in man, the breath of Almighty, that gives him understanding. If you are a child of God, if you are to bamba yanshi, to jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ làwọ̀ àti òní papọ̀, wàá mọ̀. There is a spirit in man, the breath of God that gives him understanding. The godliness in you, the intuition, the nature of God in you, we just know. Most times God speaks to us, but we are so engrossed in love, or we are so desperate to marry that we just ignore all of the warnings. But most times. First of all, how do you have 3 names that you now taken to pastor to pray about? Definitely, you are cheating on 3 men. How do you have 3 names in the first place? I've seen a girl did that before. Put 3 names of the guy inside the Bible in the middle of her. So I picked the Bible in church. She mistakenly So this guy now left the girl because he said the girl's glory is bigger than hers, and her glory will swallow his glory. And I'm like, he must be a fool. But I mean, it's true. That's the reason to marry you in the first place. Not to go pick. She bought I by this other and to go pick. So that I actually for go. Forever they pick. That was his only chance of being substantial in life. What am I saying in essence? So it's not about having glory. Ìwọ̀nba àgọ́ kékeré tó níyẹn ògo bí 500 megabytes tó níyẹn tó bá utilize yẹ dáadáa àìmọye ológo tó ń kú tògótògó. You understand me? àìmọye, so it's not about having glory. It's not about what do you call again? Having star. It's not about having vision. Vision without provision is television. Did you hear me? Vision without provision is television. If you have vision and you cannot put diligence to it, it is the vision that will kill you. It's not about having vision. It's not about even starting your vision. It's about having the diligence. So, like I said, diligence is not hard work. There is hard work, Gabadaya. Diligence is what you add to hard work that makes you get results. Oh, I have vision. You see somebody at 35. You are still disturbing the whole street. You say you want to be an artist. You want to be a rapper. You don't have a single, one CD he doesn't have. But he have like 8 tattoos on his body. You are looking like rapper when you don't have a single track. I believe in myself. One day I go blue. One day I go blue. To bá gbọ́ pa banga lọ́dún. Vision, it's not about looking like what you want to be. Setting priority. Vision is having a measurable goal. Having vision, 1, breaking your vision into achievable goals. 2, and then setting a measurable goal and having the temerity, having the energy to carry it through one after the other. That is what is called diligence. Having the patience, the perseverance to see it through. There are so many relationships that could have worked. There's so many careers that too many people have started that could have actually made them captain of industry today. But because while they were working on it, they get to a threshing floor and things get a little bit staggering and they opt out of it and start something else. Let me ask you, there's so many of us who have been a victim of this. In the last 10 years, you have done almost 10 business. It is lack of purpose. Hear me, sir. Whatever plan or business idea you have in your head right now, whatever vision you have in your head right now, don't let any devil tell you that it might not work. All you need, the only question you should ask yourself is, shall one conscious to work? If the answer is yes, why not you? Oh, there are some people who went bankrupt in it. Why should you? Life itself is a risk. God took a risk by creating the world. There was no template of the creation of the world. God actually took a risk. It was from head knowledge. So the nature of this life is risk itself in its entirety. And if you can't take a risk, you can't get a reward. There's a whole Chinese word that says Yoshkinai, Yoshkanai. Good thinking, good products. How we always start very well. See, diligence is having 100% energy to start something and keeping that energy 100 to the finish line. That's diligence. Diligence is not hard work. Diligence is keeping the fire burning. Your vision should be important enough to you that it requires all your energy at every time. Do you understand? Your vision, you should be desperate about your vision enough that at every time you are giving 100. Do you know why so many businesses did not work? It's because even in the process of starting it, you have a double mind of it might work, it might not work. So they will advise you that you should have plan B. Let me tell you the danger of plan B. I think I've said something about it one time. Everything that you want to do, if you want it to work, remove your plan B. We are getting somewhere. Your vision should be important to you enough that it should be your plan A, and it should be your plan B, and it should be your plan C. Who is here listening to me that is afraid of failure? Then you don't have a business succeeding. I know there are so many religious people here. I will shock you. Do you know that even God, I know they told you in church that he can never fail. He will never fail. God cannot fail. Okay, you did not read the Bible very well. Even God missed it. Who are you? Even God missed it. I know some religious will be like, oh, that's blasphemy. Let me show you in the Bible. Jeremiah 18. The Bible talks about God said to Jeremiah, get thee up and go to the potter's house where I want to speak with you. And he went to the potter's house. Now, God was speaking to Jeremiah here in parables. So the potter is a similar representation of God, and the clay represents us. I will tell you, I think that's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you so that it won't look like, I don't want to speak from it. I know it offhand, but let me read it to you so that some of you religious mind will not get it wrong. I will give you 2-3 examples. Jeremiah 18. We're going somewhere. I try not to make this show religious, but because that's not the purpose. I want everybody to be able to fit in. I have so many non-Christian here. Jeremiah 18 rather, and I'll read from verse 1. This is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Go down to the potter's house, and I will give you my message. So I went down to the potter's house, and I saw him working on a wheel. But the pot he was shaping from the clay was marred in his hands. So the potter made it into another pot, shaping it as seems best to him. Then the word of the Lord came to me, and he said, can I not do with you, Israel, as the potter does, declares the Lord? Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, Israel. Let's stop right there. So God himself said, I am the potter, you are the clay. But look at that story. The potter was molding a pot on the wheel. He was molding a pot on the wheel. And the Bible says, the clay that he was molding, God is the potter now, got mad. Now, the word mad is not M-A-D, it's M-A-R-D. M-A-R-D-D or something like that. It means it broke, right? It lost formation. It got deformed from what he intended. What the potter intended to make, the clay turns differently. And do you know why God cannot fail? Because you see, failure is not defined by what you missed. Failure actually is giving up. Do you understand? You don't fail because you didn't get it right. You fail because you stopped trying. Hello? But this is what we are saying. That even God missed it at some point. Now, the clay that was on the wheel got mad. It got broken. But this is the beauty of it. And that scripture says, and he made it again. He said the clay got mad in his hand. Right in his hand, he got mad. And he made it again, yet another vessel. He did not take the clay away and bring another clay to start molding. He did not, oh, this pot has broken. Let me put it aside and take other clays to mold. He made the same clay that got damaged. He made it again another vessel. So maybe he was molding pot before. He was molding ikokuamu before. And then the thing got mad. Then the thing bent. He said, okay, let me use it to make kettle. And he made it another vessel. Maybe he was making a big pot before. The thing got broken. He had to take the bad part away and use it to make a smaller pot. He didn't even take it off the wheel. He made it again, yet another vessel. Now, this is the parable of God explaining himself to Jeremiah. Somebody will say that is a parable. Have we ever thought of it? The Bible says that God, in his almightiness in heaven, before the creation of the world, Lucifer is one of the archangel. Matter of fact, is the most powerful angel in heaven. Hear me. The Bible says God dwells in an inestimable light that no man can behold. God dwells in light. The Bible talks about God is glorious in holiness, fearful in praises. God is holy. Heaven is holy. There is no unrighteousness in him. And Lucifer was created in this most holy place. Lucifer was not just an angel, he's the one that comes before God. The Bible says he plays all kind of melodies in front of God. So Lucifer is constantly and consistently standing before the most holy one. But right in this holy place, right in front of this holy God, Lucifer conceived his sin, an ideation to sin. Where was God when Lucifer was plotting coup with other angels to dethrone God? How did sin get into his mind when he's placed in the most holy place? And then somebody tell you now that because you commit one sin, you are going to hell. No. Even Lucifer was in the presence of God, right in the presence of God. Now, God kicked out Lucifer and all of the angels that plotted with him. Do you know that God has created the mankind how many times? According to theology, there are 5 generations of mankind. Remember the first generations were the generation of Adam and Eve. During the days of Noah, God used flood to wipe out the entire generation. Then he created another one. Then you can read in the Bible where we call the days of the prophets, and then the generations of the kings. God just looking for every means that works to relate with mankind, because the essence of creation was relationship. God said, let us create man in our own image and after our likeness. God wants to have a relationship with mankind. But it wasn't happening. The purpose of creation was forfeited from day one. Remember, Adam sinned and God kicked him out of his presence. So God wasn't having that relationship. And he's sick to have a relationship with man. He used king that we'll be talking to, it doesn't work. Then the days of prophets, it doesn't work. Then he decided to come to the era of law, where they make the 10 commandments. From Moses was the one who received the 10 commandments from God, from the mountain. Before he came down from the mountain, he broke the law. Moses told about law. The law was in his hand like this, and before he could get down to deliver it, the law broke in the hand of Moses. Man could not fulfill the law. That's the 4th generation. There is a place in Lamentation that is called the death age of mankind, where God stopped talking to man. It's a silent age. God was tired. The Bible says that God regretted creating man. Do you understand? God regretted. I thought God is a perfect God. He can't make mistakes. Bible says he regretted creating man. This God. But you see, he cannot fail because he never stopped trying. It took God 5 attempts to bring us to where we are today. Now, he got to a point, the Bible says God regretted, he repented that he created man. Look at the statement he made. It was a statement of frustration. Who shall I send? And who will go for me? That's somebody who have tried everything that he knows and it has not worked. Everything that we've tried don't work with these crazy people that I created. But you see, they will keep killing the lamb. And then I will forgive them, and then they will go back to their sin. And then it's almost that they are used to it. They will come back and kill another goat to atone for their sin. This is not what I want. And every time they sin, because I cannot build iniquity, I will get angry, I will destroy them. God hates destroying man. Who would like to destroy what he created? Who? Will you build up something and feel joy to destroy it because it's... No. God is not interested in punishing anybody. Anybody that tell you that God will punish you for what you have done, the only reason why you will be punished is if you don't realize that what you did is wrong. But if you admit you're wrong, God will always forgive you. God cannot help but forgive you. But these people just, who shall I send? Who will go for me? And the Bible says, and a voice came from heaven saying, here am I, send me. So God gave the most valuable thing that he has. Because you see, for sin to be atoned, there must be shedding of blood. So God needed one blood of man, because it is the sin nature of man that is causing the separation between man and God. God needed the blood of a man to be sacrificed as an atonement for sin, so that this blood can atone for the sin, so that he won't have a reason to destroy mankind anymore. Jesus therefore came, and John 3:16 is the most popular scripture. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And then Jesus became the sacrificial lamb that was sacrificed for the sin of the world. 5 attempts from God the Father. What are you doing with your life? And you are giving up on every time that you meet a threshing floor. Because it didn't work now, does not mean that thing don't work. If it work for other people, it can work for you. There are so many people that in the last 6-7 years, you have done over 5, 6, 7 businesses. There is nobody that succeeds by doing everything. Jack of all trade, master of none. It's not enough to have vision. What is important is having the diligence to see through it, even when it doesn't look like it. But because you have set in motion, you follow through. You follow through. Igi, my mother used to give me one proverb. Igi yóò dá ayọ́nà, òun ò dá ayọ́nà. Igi wo ni ó padà sọ jẹ̀dínà? As we go into this new year, know that there is a difference between a job and a career. Sit back. Ask God to inspire you. Ask yourself, what do you really want to do with your life? What do you want to become? There's nothing that is too big, and there's never. So many people, it's procrastination. You just see that you don't have the resources enough right now. Timbati settle down, Dada. Timbati to what day my belly. But Dada, trouble no dey finish. There will never be a convenient time for you to work on your vision. Never, ever be a convenient time. The most convenient time is the day you said, I want to start. Start anyhow. Ask every people who have achieved success with their life. They don't have an idea of how it's going to look like, how it's going to work out when they are starting it. they start it. Unfortunately, when you are working with God, if it is God that you are trusting in to help you, God don't give details. God gives instruction. Abraham, get out of their father's house, out of their mother's house, and out of their kindred, unto a land that I will show you. No specific destination. God don't give details. It will just give you the vision. But the Bible says, it is God that works in us both to will and to do the works of his pleasure. God works. So it will not only give you a vision, it will give you the willingness to do it. What you are passionate. You see, you are already in your midlife and you are still yet not chasing your passion. You are working a job. There's one between a job and a career. This new year, so many people will have a lifetime hate, and you cannot be an exception to that. See, I'm very sure what I'm telling you. There are some blessings that it is only one that you need for the rest of your life. If you can prepare your mind from January 1st to start and be desperate about working it out, regardless. See, the Bible says that watch the weather will not sow. Don't ever look for a better time. Now is the time. There will never, ever, ever be a time where it will be convenient. Diligence is damning the consequence and discountenancing the risk to continue to push what you believe in. Discouragement will come, but your vision should be bigger. Ego. You think Jesus was a spirit when he was on earth? The vision of Jesus was to come and die for the world. He knows from heaven what he's coming to do. Do you think his mind did not shake? Nígbà tí kinní yẹn dé gangan, tó ń ṣá baba ní blálà, ṣàìṣàì, tó rí nǹkan tó ń pè lóyún ògbóǹtarìgì yà, Jésù ní, Olúwa mú aago ikú lórí mi. He almost changed his mind. And he has the capacity to change his mind. You know, he told Peter, he said, hey, leave these people. If I want my father to send down fire from heaven and consume all of them right now, it will. He has the potentiality of saying, at that point, saying, I changed my mind, I'm done. And he will kill all these people one time. But the purpose of his coming to the earth will be forfeited. Even Jesus, at the heat of fulfilling his purpose on earth, his mind failed him. So discouragement is normal. It will come. But let me tell you about what Jesus did. He did not only wish that he quits. He did not only think about quitting. He actually made attempts to quit. He said, oh, Father, let this cup pass over me. But not too long. He said, but not my will, but your will be done. You know why? We did not know why until we now get to Acts of Apostles. Now the Bible says, for the glory that he foreknew, he despised the shame and bare the cross. When the suffering hit him, he wanted to change his mind. But while he was in pain, he lifted up his face and looked at the other side of life. And he saw the reward that is coming to him if he could survive this. He saw the glory and he said, no, I will bear this shame. I will endure the cross. Hear me. If your focus is on the situation and what is not working, and one husband that is stressing your life out, and one wife that is giving you problem, and one children that you think you have to take to school and bring back, see, there will always be a good excuse for you not to do what you're supposed to do. There will always be a very good reason for you not to work on your dreams. If your focus is on what you are doing and what the economy is saying, COVID-19, excuse me, even Jesus will have failed his assignment if you know that his focus was upon the reward. Have a mental picture of the result that you are trying to get and put it in your head. So when the problem of life comes and the challenges in that your endeavor, your business, your career, to some of you, it is career goal. To some of you, it's educational goal. To some of you who is a business person, it is your business. I worry when I see people doing business. I was speaking to one of some, they are here listening to me. First of all, maybe I should make an announcement. From 2022, I will stop doing free consults. There are so many business people here that I've consulted with, and they don't pay me. And they are using my strategy to expand their business. Oh, wrong. In fact, I want to hire a manager now. Abikola Ashawa will be my manager. Anybody that want to be talking about it, I go with my job, professional discussion. I will refer you to go and talk to my manager. And bonusing, people like Ifeoki, people like Willie, Queen Willie, who will just talk small talk. Before I know it, I've seen them doing it. You see that Queen Willie has went to go and branch now. She just have a news place. I don't want to brag about it, but it was after I did some consultation for her. I said, no. Yes, you are doing well. Why can't you do better? Why can't you have? And I said, hey, I've been thinking about it. No. Till when? Now, do it. Now. Said, then I was thinking. Then I said, why can't you put yourself on the map? You are doing Facebook publicity. No, you should not restrict your audience to people who are buying from Facebook. If I can't search your business at this age and stage on Google, there's a problem. And she did it. I can mention many of them that are expanding and they are not paying me. Me will share free show more. Me share free consult more. Because you see, this is an African mindset. Once you do business and you're making profit, they just sit on it. Say, why? Why can't you? Now, this is the problem I always have with business people. If I see you in certain business and to buy from me, there's one question I will ask you, and most of them that I've talked to knows that this is the question. I know you are doing this business and I know you are making profit, but what do you see? What do you want to achieve? Are you doing business just to make money? And that's not wrong. But what is your projection? If you are selling on 1,000 pieces today, what is your projection for 10 years? Because you see, you will always remain the day you remember the last thing we talked about is complacency. Having a feeling achieved, feeling successful too early. Once you settle at the point, you will remain there. And trust me, life is progressional. If you think you have made it today and you have achieved, you think this is all the best you can be and you are your best, and it's working for you, and you feel yourself that you are successful. And on no doubt you are successful, but you're only going to be successful for a while because life is progressional. In this life, you cannot be stagnant. You are either moving forward or you are moving backward. You can't be stagnant in life. Do you understand? Let me tell you why. Because life is progressional. Life is moving forward. If all of us are running now, you are in forefront, but you stop running at some point. And every other person running will run and they will bypass you. Now, I want to bypass you. If they want to look back to you, if they want to look at you, how are they going to look? They will look at you at the back. The more they move forward, the more backward you are to them. So in life, you can't be stagnant. Once you stop, you will become far away, farther away from the dispensation of life. So even if you think you are successful today, I thank God for you. But if you stop, you will only be successful for a while. You will become archaic. Trust me, there are photographers in those days, those of you who are grown, who were the best photographer in your community. We used to call one man, Brother Joseph. No, it's not as if whether you like him or not. It's not as if he's good, yes, but they don't call him to everybody because he's good. They call him to everybody because he has no competitor. He's the only photographer that existed in the entire community. This brother is so saucy and crazy because you see, you have to give him a good hand, and if you mess up with him, he'll walk away from you. He has his funny-looking studio with Tontashobi Shrine in Mumbai. Aṣọ red, aṣọ blue, one great flower. You know those pictures you take, you will look like a Kanchawa video. You will now post in front of one flower. Oh, there, Jorge, you do Joshua. I want to back photo boy. Film. Remember those films? Only watch a party. Me gan kon ya odin the photo etan. Ko de marry photo odin the party. Elomi se wedding to the photo wedding. Because one man to Brother Joseph was like, film corrupt, be film bad. Film ti bàjẹ́ náà nìyẹn. You know, in the days of film, how many of you, a lot of you are grown, you remember film that they put in photo camera then. Film, but there's always the light exposure. That thing works with light. If it's exposed to an high intensity of aperture lights, the film is damaged. You can't retrieve those pictures again. Or it just exposed, you know. O lè gba photo mi gan kórí ẹrí báyìí nù ẹ. Kì í ṣe wọ́n lu bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí o. Ìgbà tó kàn máa fọ fíìmù yẹn bóyá ẹ̀rọ kankan wà nílẹ̀. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó máa ṣe fún Bọ̀dá Joseph. So tó bá yẹ pé party ni ó ti goes nìyẹn, àbí tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ tún party ṣe. Bọ̀dá yẹ pé ó lọ ṣe photo shoot ni, ó lè ní kó wá tún mí yà. Bọ̀dá Joseph máa jọrọ ẹ̀ lójú, ó máa ń ta o. Àgbà photographer nìyẹn láyé. Any event, it's not any event in that community is Bọ̀dá Joseph. Gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Ibi Bọ̀dá Joseph fi wà tó ń jọba ládùúgbò, ògbóǹtarìgì photographer tí ó progress, tí ó wò pé báwo lòun ṣe lè take studio tó dàbí shrine Ògún yìí kó ń gbé lọ another level. Ó ṣà ń taṣọ pupa síbẹ̀ ní, but because he's the most successful person, Bọ̀dá Joseph ló bastard ládùúgbò yẹn because all the girls ìgbà yẹn gan ó dà pé òun ló fẹ́ kí lajú jù because ó máa ń lọ event káàkiri àti àwọlé àtàdélé bọ̀ àti sisi làwọn ní. Bọ̀dá Joseph wàá wọ studio gbà mí báyìí ẹ̀yìn àwọn curtain tán ta yẹn wàá rí máa rí tọmọ kan gbé ń bẹ̀. Bọ̀dá Joseph ọmọ tó ń sọ nígbà yẹn. He did not see a reason that life is progressional and he should take what he's doing to the next level. He just, you know, was so complacent and just feel like this is the end of the world. And right in his face, technology began to advance. Photography went from the level of film to digital photography. Photography from SD to HD to UHD to 4K to cinematic. Bọ̀dá Joseph ṣì wà ní VHF. Today, Bọ̀dá Joseph is still alive. Even if they are doing morning devotion and they need photographer, nobody that his brain is working will call Bọ̀dá Joseph. Ṣé kò mọṣẹ́ mọ́ ni? Because tó ayé bá ti ń yí, tó ò bá ti bá yí, you will only be a champion for a while. You have to just, you see, this is the place of diligence. It involves not just putting in hard work to what you are doing, continuously be passionate about it, that it will make you to research, evaluate, criticize, and improve in your endeavor. One of the nature of diligence is research. One of the nature of diligence is evaluation, criticism. I'm going to teach you what I call the RACE formula. RACE. RACE. It is one of theory in public relations. The RACE formula. RACE. If you can apply this formula, it's a very simple thing. You will always remember RACE. If you can apply it to everything you do in life, I bet you will succeed without stress. Success is not achieving everything, but you're achieving what you have set to achieve. One step at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. But I don't have to do any photography, but I'll not lastly. Because you see, if you don't constantly evaluate and develop yourself, you will become archaic. You will become archaic. Setting the energy and sustaining it, having a sustainable effort. A planned and sustained effort that backed up your vision into a desired result. That is what is called diligence. See a man diligent in his business. He will sit among kings and not mean men. If you see a man diligent in his business, he will sit among kings. It doesn't say if you see an hardworking man. To some of you, you are doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing and you are passionate about it. But you have received some mediocrity that tells you that if you are doing it and you are getting results, you should hide it. Some of you don't even look like what you do. How do you know when diligence is gone? Very simple. When your passion and your motivation is gone, your diligence is gone. If you have to trigger yourself and motivate yourself for you to go to that, to continue to do that thing, your diligence is gone. Let me step out of the professional side because that's just an answer. Let's go into relationships, which is the bedrock of this whole discussion. I don't know if I should start from the married or I should start from the single. Let me start from the married. Oga, daddy, mommy, the fact that you are married to a man now, or you are married to that woman, is not the last assignment. And it's not even the biggest assignment. Marriage is the beginning of a journey that requires diligence to carry through. Oh, I've been married for 13 years. At the big time, you have all your children. And you feel like it is time to lose guard. You think it is time for you to just sit back and relax. Right in your face. You are adding 20 pounds every month. Right in your face. One yokun bi egun lagelu. Ondi shuku alagbagba. You are putting mismanaging yourself. You can't put diligence to your even own body. Let me tell you something. You know, you don't have to live with people before you know that they are irresponsible. There are so many people, Africans, that are even careless with themselves. Let's leave vision aside. Egbagbe vision. Abefe. Padi mi to gba ask. However, what I go in any Christmas, I don't have because I even started doing life now. Merry Christmas. So you might do happy Christmas. Why have you? Happy Christmas Eve. Somebody said, is it possible to know when your passion is reduced? Is it possible to know when your passion is reduced? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible to know when your passion is reduced? It is possible. If you have to go do extra for you to see whatever you are doing, if somebody needs to encourage you to do it, if you need encouragement to continue, then your passion has reduced. If what you are doing does not give you joy like it used to, your passion has reduced. Is it possible not to know? Yeah. Oh, are you saying it's impossible not to know? For you not to know. Yes, it is possible. And I will tell you how it is possible. If you are achieving results as at right now in that thing that you are doing, it is possible for you to be carried away by the aura of success. There's what we call the aura of success or the aura of victory. There's a book that is called Act of War. It tells you that there are certain moments. One of the most dangerous moments in the life of every warrior is after winning one battle, because you will be jubilating that you have won. That's one of the most vulnerable moments for you, because you will just be in a merry mood and your defense will be let out. Now, so in real life, when you are, especially in business, you are, or whatever you think you are doing, if you are getting results, if you are getting results and what you are doing is profitable, right? You can be carried away by the aura of success and just be complacent to sit on it and feel like, yeah, I'm getting results. Like again, I was speaking with somebody on this platform, and then I'm making so, and it's making good income. I'm like, well, thank God for you. Why can't you do better? Because I saw the potentiality of being almost 3 times bigger than what she was doing at the moment. Just from talking, I can already see some growth. I already see some good possibility. I'm like, well, you are doing well where you are. Replicate what you are doing somewhere else. Because if you are in this place, that is almost by business analytics, not a so-called commercial friendly environment, and you are making this success, my friend, replicate that same thing. It might cost you more to establish it there. Replicate that same thing in a more commercial valued environment. I did a little business analytics. I said, most of your customers are from where? He gave me certain locations. I said, well, one of it is a little bit distance from where the head office is. I said, okay, that is the reason why you need to supplant and replicate what you have here there. So it's not just those who knows you that will be coming to you. You will become visible and put your presence there. But you see, sometimes, as long as it is a typical African mind, what you are doing, go blow, you are selling, and it's good. You sit on it. So you might not know that your passion has reduced because you're already used to it. If you keep doing the same thing every day, all day, it's normal. You will get used to it. You understand? You will get used to it and you can just easily sit on it. So your passion will dissipate and you will not even be aware of it because you see you achieve achieving results. Meanwhile, it is the effort of yesterday that is producing the result of today. And now you're not making any effort today. So while you are not making effort today now, but you are seeing results, it will look as if you are fine. Forgetting about it is what is making it fine now is the effort of yesterday. So you have sat on it now, you have become complacent, but because you are still getting results, you get carried away by the arrow of victory. By tomorrow, you will have no result because there is no effort today. Because you have exhausted the effort of yesterday, which is producing the result of today. So tomorrow, you will start having a downtime. Do you understand? Life is progressional. Life is competitive. I don't care what you do or how well you are doing it. Trust me, the fact that you are doing it well is a motivation for somebody watching you who is planning to do it better. So if you don't pick up that diligence to constantly and consistently improve in the value of what you do, you will run out of fashion and out of place because you see, everything you do right is motivating somebody to do better. It is not those who invent things that always have the best record of it. Because you see, inventors, we only invent a sketch. Some people will see that sketch and build a body in it. I'm sure Thomas Edison will be shocked to see what technology has made electricity to be right now, if he's still alive. You think it is the bulb that, matter of fact, BG is going to every people's house now. Government, make that is going to that. They will knock your door to give you extension boxes and bulbs to change the bulb in your house. Because you see, the bulb we are using before, those ones are high consumable bulbs. And only don't want to know she bulb that get to buy your buy. Bulb mean blow le go content. Let go content you buy. I can't say po. You don't want what you globe with your last. When we were young, you don't in go for kind in go tea. Pé content globe le le kan le dédé gbiná. Globe kan le dédé jo. When last have you seen globe jo? The globe ba se njo nle yin. They are gbolo ngbe o. You are old fashioned, you are not compliant. Because we have what they call the LED bulbs right now that is not producing heat, that is not highly consumables. It consumes almost 30% less of 70% less of the energy that those old bulbs consumes. So it doesn't have all these, the fuels and anything that can blow it up. And it is good for the ecosystem because it's consuming less electric. You understand? Growth. That was not what Thomas Edison produced. Some people saw what Thomas Edison invented and begin to, years in year after, this one will do something, it will be an improvement, and somebody else. So everything you are good at, that motivates somebody to do better. Put that in mind. And they will stand shoulder to shoulder with you. It's not because they hate you, because that is how life is wired. So clearly you can dissipate in your passion, and you will not even notice if you get carried away by enjoying the result of what you have done before. Now, let's leave career-wise and get back to relationship. The reason why so many midlife married people today are entering into crisis is what we call the error of familiarity. You know how well you invest your time and energy in your marriage when you were newly married. 5 years in marriage. It's shocking you. You look forward to time spent together. But now, Hoga, you are busy chasing the dollar. You are busy chasing the shadi. Every other thing is important and took a front role other than your family. This is the reason why so many homes are breaking. Go and read your statistics. Go and Google it online. Hey, the way all these girls are saying marriage is not working. Go and find out. Young marriages are not even breaking as much as... I have a friend. The parent just got a divorce. Parents, when the children are all married, and the parents start saying they want to leave each other, it doesn't even make sense. If you have enjoyed each other, I want to go job, she can come back home. I want to go job baby. And the children are now, if you did not, you could bear each other all this while. You want to divorce after 30-something years of marriage. Are you okay? But because one or both of them have lost the diligence that sustained that marriage from day one to this moment. Hear me. You are complaining about your marriage. What the husband is not doing right. What is not doing enough. What is not doing at all. Before you complain, can you sit down, be realistic with yourself, and ask yourself a question? What have you done? I have realized that most people in marriage complain about what is not working when they have not worked it. People say I should not talk about myself again. But let me give you another very funny example. For some behaviors sexually, which I don't find attractive when I was married, I decided one day that I would just be looking at her, my ex-wife, and not get sexual, have any sexual intimacy. But I did not say I don't want to knack. I said I will not do it if she did not ask for it, because I noticed in the 6 years of marriage, every time we ever had sex, it is me making advances. And I feel that it is wrong. Why are you making it look like I'm the freak? And I've talked about it many times. And then eventually you are the one money saying, oh, shush. My friend, why are you making it now look as if you don't want it in the first place? And now you are the one waking up neighbors. We're wrong now. I've discussed this a couple of times. And then she still have certain, which I would not want to talk about. So I said, if she did not initiate sex, then we are not having it. See, first word I hear coming in is snack. I'm sorry for you. So I decided that if she didn't initiate any sexual intimacy, then I'm not doing it. Don't make it look like I'm the freak here. So we continue like that. Days and weeks and months start flying. And then we have one major argument, and then my mother called me. Apparently because she has called my mother to talk about another issue entirely. She now added that to it that ìmú kan wà nílé ní ìjọ́ wo ló ti fọ́ ọkàn mi last, ìjọ́ wo ló ti ṣí mi láṣọ last, and so many of you here used to talk that rubbish. I'm saying this not because I want to criticize but because I wanted to get a learning objective. She said ìjọ́ wo ló ti fọ́ ọkàn mi last. So I don't know what she said to my mother, but my mother called me and said ìwọ náà tó ń ṣe kinní kan, ìyàwó ẹ̀ sọ pé ó ti ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìwà bá débi pé ẹ̀ ti ẹ̀ kì í súnmọ́ra yín mọ́. And I said that's not true. She said, oh, that's what she told her. I said, she's lying. And my mother said, are you stupid? She told me that you just come in now and eat and go to bed, that you don't even make any advances to her. So I asked my mother. I said, will she die? I said, ask her. She said, we are not getting sexually intimate. I asked her if she has ever said, oh yeah, and I said no. Is there a day in life? Amy. Has she ever for one day said, oh yeah, and I said no? She said, oh. I said, okay, hold on, because I was at work, so I put on the phone. I said, you said this. I said, cool. He said, she couldn't even respond. She was kind of embarrassed. As a wife, King come out, King come my feel away, King the game mic say no King my praise and worship. She might so pé about ever so pé King just make advances, don't even have to say anything. Has it ever happened? I said no. So I told my mother, I said, did you hear that? Yeah, so you wanna have one. I said, why must it be that it has to be me that I have to make advances? I said, I'm not doing it again. Stop making me look like a freak, making me look like a porn star. Why am I telling you this? You cannot complain of what is not working in your life or what is not working in your marriage when you have not put in the work. And this is what so many of us do. They say I used to come and attack women. I'm only talking about women because I love you, and I feel that you are the most vulnerable when it comes to marriage. Especially women. You complain about so many things in your marriage that is not working when you have not put in the work. I don't know why you always expect men to be Superman. In fact, there are some things that you have not even complained about, and you are angry that your husband is not doing. Are you normal? Is it supposed to be your husband and still be Jesus Christ in your life to be looking to figure out what is going on in your mind? No. No. I will give you another example. Somebody was sharing a story of a marriage that has lasted over 7 to 10 years, which started very good. And the woman is tired of this marriage. And she's already waiting that once their marriage is 10 years and nothing changes, she's considering to walk out of this marriage. Why? She said the husband has never ever bought her a gift or celebrated her birthday before. This man has never. Who is that person? I know it's somebody on this platform. Who is texting me like that? Yeah. This man has not for one day in over 7 years of marriage. Let me put this here so that I get back to it. In over 7 years of marriage, this man has never bought her a gift or celebrated her birthday. And she's considering that she will walk out of this marriage once her marriage is 10 years and this man is not. You just feel like she's not being taken care of, she's not being valued as a wife. How can you have a husband that has never bought a gift for you or give you birthday gift or celebrated you in any way? And she feels that the marriage has become boring. When I listen to her story, I ask a question. I said, this man in question, does he provide for the house? Yes. He give you shelter? Yes. Owned room decile? Yes. In fact, he even said the husband, this man, traveled abroad one time, based from work. It was an official trip. And was there for over a year. And the man was sending money the entire time for the upkeep of the family. Noting that she did not say the husband don't give her money. He said he doesn't give her, that is for her. The man gives her money for the house. In fact, as far as she's concerned, I corrected that. I said, well, she did not tag it as it's just Yoruba need to say no. He's giving you money for upkeep, he's giving you for money. Tobi ma the becha busi, one by sniff stereo, one by sniff tag gbogbo nkan. Kò fún mi lówó owó oúnjẹ àwọn nìkan ló fún mi. I said, no, he's providing for his house. He's taking care of his children. He's taking care of you. You are not the one. At least you are not the breadwinner of the house. There are so many women that the husband is so useless and he has a job, but he doesn't do nothing. They are still the one feeding the man, feeding the children. I said, so this man is taking care of you. He's taking care of the children. He provides shelter. Has he ever abused you? No. Has he ever assaulted you? No. Has he ever insulted you? Is there any incident of physical aggression? No. Verbal aggression? Any physical altercation? No. Everything I asked, no. So I said, this man is a good man. This man, right here, the husband you have, is a good man. He might not be a fantastic husband, but he's a good man. Now, I do not understand why a man will be in a marriage with a woman for 7 years and the woman cannot even point to a handkerchief that you ever bought for her. That is horribly bad. Horribly bad. That is, I don't even have an explanation to it. I don't even know how. But this is where I'm going. So I said, listen, you have a good husband and don't ruin your marriage. If you are that hot that you are considering walking out of this marriage, you are going to make a fundamental mistake. Because I know more than 1,000 women that will trade their husband for yours. There are so many men that would rather have that than have what they have in their house. So I asked a question. I said, have you discussed it before? The answer is no. Why? She's just thinking that it's, I'm the wife. You're supposed to take care of her. Now, why? Okay, have you discussed it? No. Why have you not discussed it? She said she doesn't want it to look like, because she's a working class lady too. She has her own money. But you see, women just love to be catered for. Now, have you discussed it? No. Why? I don't want it to look like I'm stressing him. I don't want to create a scene in my family. I don't want it to look like I'm being materialistic. But you are not happy. If it hurts you so much that you are considering walking out of this marriage. Now, look at the level of pain that has generated. She's already going to destroy her marriage by her own self. But she has never discussed what is making her unhappy with the husband. And she's just unhappy for no reason. You know that by my own evaluation, she's guilty by default. She's the reason for her own pain. Some men will even hurt you without noticing. Because as far as I'm concerned, based on the evaluation of male, of what question I asked about, that man is not a bad man. He's a good husband. Whatever you did not discuss, you cannot complain about it. See, it doesn't mean it will give you. You asked for it, it did not give you. At least it will be a record that I asked, it did not give. So that Obama sorrow, while no, you can now make a claim to something substantial. You can make a substantial claim. You have never discussed it, but you want to walk out of this marriage. This is typically what we do many times in our marriages. And women does this the most. What we complain about what is not working in our life. We complain about what is not working in our marriages when we have not put in the work. You can't complain of what is not working if you have not put in the work, if you have not work it out. Because whatever you permit, we exist. Somebody asked a very interesting question. He said, when we complain about cheating husbands, what is our work there? What is our work? If they say his husband is cheating, I will tell you. Why is he cheating is the first thing you need to find out. It is wrong for you to just assume that every man cheats because men cheat. By now you know that cheating is not synonymous to any gender. Men cheat as much as women cheat. Human beings cheat, period. But you will equally agree with me that it's not everybody that cheats. The same way, it's not every man that cheats. If your husband is cheating, find out the motive behind this cheating. Do you know in all honesty, there are some that is not even cheating. He's just being tempted and he's just falling into them. Sometimes your husband has not even started doing the do when you're already attacking him and suspecting him. And when you have done your worst, he just look at you and say, that's the worst he's going to do. And he will just feel comfortable to do it regardless. It's easy to do what you're already being accused of because you've already served the consequence. I have served a punishment of something I did not do. Then I just rather do it. And don't forget, the ego of a typical African man knows that nothing is going to happen. Nobody goes to jail for cheating. And women, you have to put that in your freaking mind. No man goes to jail for cheating. So, you want to fight a husband that cheats. Nothing. Know in your heart that nothing will happen. If you choose to even not cheat on you and marry another wife, nothing, absolutely nothing will happen. You have a choice to stay or get the hell out. So I don't always suggest that fighting a man for cheating is the right intervention. What is your work? Maybe something is missing in the marriage. You might be the reason why he's cheating. Don't you know? Hey, I'm not making a defense for men now. There are men who cheat for no reason. If your husband is the one that cheats for no freaking reason, all those who, I explained it last week, all those who book come in, anything is scared. It doesn't even have a taste. You see the girl that your husband is sleeping with, and you, it's not that he's sleeping around that will hurt you. It's the kind of woman that is sleeping that will hurt you. Pay be kokoro no why. Anything, your housemate cow, your friend bola, church member bow, adoju ti ni oko, co-worker be meta lo di fo. That one, your work is to go to Shiloh because it can never change. As best as possible for you, find your happiness and just walk away. Those ones you can't do anything. But so I'm not talking about that. There are some men who actually cheat because they are socialites. And you see, for a man who is a socialite, they always find it unfashionable to say no to women. No be weak cause am na so our society design am. But when it favors women, they don't complain about it. It's when it doesn't favor you that you complain about it. Let me give you an example. If a man graduate today, study banking and finance, a guy study banking and finance, a lady study banking and finance, they graduate the same time from the same university, serve in the same city, and they are looking for a job. Let me ask you a very fundamental question. Who do you think will get a job first in Lagos? The guy or the girl? They both study banking and finance. They graduated from the same university. Who do you think will get the job first? Who is likely going to get the job first? The guy or the girl? Talk to me, people. Who? The lady. Thank you. Why? Because she's a lady. Nothing else. There's no why. Let me tell you why. In our society, men favor women. She gets to apply in the office. You get to a place. If rain is falling, I'm on the street, stranded. I'm looking for a ride. Another girl that is ugly. She don't even fine. He's standing on the street looking for a ride. 10 men is driving by, and 10 women are driving by. 20 cars. Most likely, one man will give that girl a ride. Do you know the unfortunate part? One woman again that is driving will possibly stop and will be interested in giving that girl a ride, and nobody will give me a ride. They will not give me a ride. Men favor women. Women favor women. Who is favoring men? She will men in favor. Do you understand? You graduate. Now, man, no, they get job. Woman will get the job. It doesn't mean that man, you have a ọ̀gá tó employ yẹn kò mí kò fẹ́ bá sùn. Èyí tábàjọ dúró títí nìkan tó ń fún obìnrin yẹn ride yẹn kò mí kò fẹ́ bá sùn. But wọ́n á ṣe fún ride. The guy just prefer to give a guy ride that they will be talking alone. So a guy will favor a girl. Obìnrin náà òjò dẹ̀ ń rọ agẹ́ ọ̀yẹn òjò wà stranded. They will park. They will young lady, where are you going? Even it might be a decent man that doesn't want to even to sleep with her. Obìnrin ló máa gbé. She's a lady. Don't my favor. Obìnrin máa kọjá. Ṣé bóyá kó jẹ́ kí the opposite? A woman should like see a man and say, look at this young fine man. Give me a ride. No, say eléyìí tó tún wọn kàga òṣì tẹ́lẹ̀ bá kún mi lọ́rùn mọ́lẹ̀ ẹnu mọ́tò tá mo fẹ́ pè wọ́n ní gbé mi. So obìnrin ò ní favour yẹn, ọkùnrin ò ní favour yẹn. Obìnrin náà máa tún gbé. Sórí ọkùnrin kọ favour ni. You understand what I'm saying? So our society naturally favors the female gender. Now, do you know how many NGOs existed in the world? There are so many NGOs in the world. There are NGOs that are reaching out to widows. There are NGOs that are reaching out to children. There are millions of NGOs reaching out to women. Hey, Josa, do you know any NGO that their outreach is to men? Show me. Where are they? Have you ever seen any NGO that is their target audience is men? Helping men start business, helping men start career. NGO. Do you know any NGO that is focusing on men? Do you know any NGO that is, whether it's to get something in returns or not, the bottom line is that they are favored, Who told you if they favor me and want something in return, I will not give them something? I'll find something be weary. Why can't the woman favor me and want something in return? Cannot teach you something. Something don't find a problem. I buy something in return, be weary. But not lie, it doesn't work that way. Not a single NGO existed in this world that I know as at right now that is focused on men. Women, children, widow. In fact, next year I'm not doing anything for elderly, widow, women. Anything I have to do as out of charity is men and nothingness. There's feminist. I'm a maninist. Now. I'm a maninist now. So it is how our society is designed. So a typical life of a man is hostile. This man will still marry again. He's still under family compulsion. So I'm not talking of man that don't go and I yell. I'm talking of man that is trying to be decent. Some men. So I was actually designed that a man that is a socialite, it is socially unacceptable to refuse women when they ask for favor. And you and I knows that the only strategy that women use to make sexual advances is asking for favor. When women want to make advances, they become vulnerable. They will act vulnerable. I just think if I can ride with you to Ikeja. But he knows I won't be able to say no. Then he will now have to drop him off in Ikeja. That they can just talk. Women's strategy of making advances is by acting vulnerable. Somebody come and he said, I want to share with you my story. I'm heartbroken. I want to, I need to talk to somebody. Yes, I talk to so many people. I listen to people and provide counseling. And then I set up an appointment with her and then we get talking. And then he talk all the story of heartbreak. Talk all the story. I don't even feel any sympathy for anybody. I'm there listening. And then she talk. And then she started crying. And then I listen because I won't cut you off. After listening to over an hour and a half of talking, then I started, speaking to her and, encouraging her and see, life is too short, man. This and this is what you did wrong. This is what you need to watch and be better and do better. Invest more in yourself and improve the quality of your life. And we're talking. I just noticed, first of all, that her attention was not wrapped. It almost looked like she wasn't even listening to what I'm saying. But I was talking, and then all of a sudden she would cut me again and she would talk about her. And then all of a sudden I started hearing, I don't know, imagine how many men like you. Imagine you are directly in my life, I just meet a man like you. I would have just. Then the whole conversation was just going to me. So I'm like, and this will be that. Break your heart singing this. I'm just thinking it in my head. Yeah. Ṣé o sure we cancel it like ni eré bàbá yìí? How come you are using me as every example now of what you would have preferred? So I said to her, I said, well, let me correct you. You are talking to me, probably have seen me watch my show a couple of times. I said, that is what you see on the screen. Who told you I'm not worse than your ex-husband? Because you see, the grass is greener, always greener on the other side. You are seeing me from distance, I look like the perfect man for you. I said, do you know I've been divorced before? He said, yes. He said, well, if I am that of a fantastic man, you think the wife will leave? No, I have my weaknesses. And then she went quiet. But you see, women are very ambitious. She goes, but no, nevertheless, I should have heard your story before. Oh, yeah, man, seriously. I just need a man like you that can listen. Look at the way you talk. Weary. They come vulnerable. Women's strategy of making advances is to act vulnerable. Ilé ò ní counseling kan ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tó kò ní. Olúwa bá ẹ wí Sàtánì. I've told you before, there's something like bestie. Bestie is just a strategic way of doing fornication. There's no such thing as bestie. You want to knock. Which one is bestie? Most bestie are their ex-boyfriend or somebody who have told them before. You know? So women act vulnerable as a strategy of making advances. We know that. So some men, the only reason why they inevitably find themselves cheating is not because they plan to cheat. They cheat because they don't have that boldness, that temerity to reduce the advances of women when they come. The temptation nowadays is high. The children of the evening of the world, everywhere, you can't even escape it. They are there on social media, they are there at your work, they are there on the street. No matter how even ugly you look nice, there's one girl that is shadowing you. And some men are straight until they see a temptation. So maybe he's tempted. Maybe it's just, doing what he doesn't want to do, but he still don't know how to stop. Do you understand? So some people, cheating is an addiction that they actually need therapy for. So to answer your question precisely, and to some, it is that something is missing in your marriage. Maybe you are the reason why he's cheating. Maybe you are his problem. So find out the motive behind why is he cheating? What is the rationale behind his cheating? And see how you can step in and step up. Some will walk over to lose guard. That just what the fair silly. Missionary relationship in 2021. Kò tó bọ́lẹ̀ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ó ti gbà ó ti sùn. Wọ́n máa yí ẹbí kíní òní lájà. They say how you sleep deep, you say mo tún ṣe wà lágùn mo lábìjẹ́ mo tún tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ mo tún ṣe wà clean kitchen mo tún ṣe àfọ̀bọ̀ mo tún ṣe wà clean kitchen. Pẹ̀lẹ́ o lọ́mà ńlẹ̀. Before you hit the bed, you are snoring. By the time they manage to finally get you up, to wake you up, pé ó yá jẹ́ ká gbá table tennis. Gbogbo ẹ̀ báyọ̀ ṣáà wàá ṣáà dẹ̀yìn délẹ̀ bí abo ajá ni. Missionary lè ti ṣe láti ọ̀dọ́ fẹ́ missionary ni. Wọ́n wá ṣẹ̀dá yí ẹ kán yí ẹ tán kán rí ẹ yí sí dọ́ọ̀gì gan-an. Ṣé ló máa dúró bíi tébù? O ò tí mọ̀ pé ó jẹ́ kó square di tán. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn bá mú ọkọ ẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ òwúrẹ̀ yẹn bá wọ́n ń kó fún ẹ látẹ̀yìn náà kan dúró kan ṣe yé pa ẹlòmíì money ẹ̀ stupid láti ọjọ́ tó ti fẹ́ the same way ló ti fi mọ̀ yé wọ́n ṣàì ládàáni kí ló ń ṣe ẹ́ yé dáàdì kúnlé tí ò bá bí kúnlé kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórúkọ. So some you just recognize on it, there is no due diligence in your sexual life. There is no due diligence. So you become boring. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. This life is progressional. So to so many women, you've got into a place where you have just lost that diligence. If you don't know that marriage is a work that you have to continue to work, you will have a problem. You have a problem. I'll just give you an example. That since your husband married you, you always have to wait for him to come and share that show. What's wrong with you? Just work is coming one day. In fact, text him on your way from work, babe. Man, rest well in the afternoon. I let him allow you. I can't wait to get him and jump on you. You will not go to hell for doing that. Wake him up in the middle of the hour of 4:30. Because Sigba then on Dokola you that daji. That's supposed to alone. You will something that mommy Wangala will say, Pastor, what the man something. There was 4 a.m. Pé kò bọ́ sórí kò bọ́ sáàárọ̀ tó gbé ẹ̀ṣin ṣe kó tó lajú tán kó tó mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni kí wọ́n ẹ̀rín dáàdì mọ́lẹ̀ pa mo ṣe pásítọ̀ mi ti sọ fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀. Gun dáàdì pa kọrin sí Mike kó kọrin ìyìn kó kọrin ògo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni. Are doing the same thing year in, year out. There is no due diligence in your marriage. It will become boring. It will become uninteresting. So diligence that we're talking about is not just in the area of your career development or your work or your business. Imagine if you are putting the diligence, some of you, hear me, you are putting the diligence you are putting in your business, if you are putting it in your marriage, do you think your marriage will not be heaven on earth? Yes, it will. Oh, your own excuses are, oh, share me back on. Some of you have not just gone past. Something happened, damn, back. You have gone past it. You apologize or you did not apologize. I don't care what it is. That has now become your excuse. Oh, he cheated on me. When? 3 years ago. How far? What is he doing now? No, but since then, I've not just been able to connect with him. Since they married you, ordinary money will change. I'm a mon will be a ton shalada. Yeah. I got one mon doing. Moku, but I couldn't, moku. You know, for open, but I should get that. Me, I don't kill share. Posh now. Since you have been married, you have been doing missionary, and you think your husband will not cheat. No, he's licensed to cheat on you. Since you've been married, not one day have you think in your head to make advances by yourself. Will you die if you make advances? And you're complaining that your husband is not touching you. See, women, let me advise you. Stop making other people the reason why something is not working in your marriage. Even though you think that your husband is seeing somebody else, don't make it a reason. Be realistic with yourself to look inward first. Because you see, yes, he might actually be having an affair outside. But listen, this man love you is the reason why he married you in the first place. Do you understand? Something is not right on the inside. Trust me, you people will now come out. How many women have said this to me? Àwọn decent girl ló máa ní pẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn ọmọ tó yẹ kó mọ oṣù tẹ́ pé wọn ò rọ́kùnrin ṣe láyé báyìí. Wọ́n pé mo mọ yẹ àrísítò kan ṣe nígbà táwọn campus. Wọ́n ṣàrísítò kù. Àwọn náà máa ń rí ọkọ gidi fẹ́. Irọ́ ló pa. Kì í ṣe pé àwọn náà rọ́kọ gidi fẹ́. Àwọn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ọkọ tó bá fẹ́. Wọ́n hold it down ní their PhD holder in this game. Gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Any man that you can hold down sexually, you have holding down 70%. Gbàgbé. Kó má ní moral jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. But if he's not getting it better elsewhere, even go machine tag, oh my goodness. But to ba oh mama molokin that. See, men, of course, it's not even men, women. Everybody probably have more sexual, have sexual intimacy more than one person. So you can possibly run comparison. It might not be at the same time, right? But at some point in your life, you slept with somebody and then you slept with another person. So I don't see anybody that is holy here. You are a bunch of fornicators. Okay, now delete that part. So you have probably have intimacy. Do you agree with me? Some of you are even married now. Don't come and comment so that you will not scatter your house by yourself. You don't know whether your husband is in the silence wash out. Some of you will agree with me, even though you are married now. There is one person in all your sexual experience, just one nigga. Who did you make or maybe just for a few minutes that you dated? There's always one sexual experience that just stick to your head that you will never forget. Are you with me? You all of you. I have told you before. If you go and write rubbish and ruin your own self, go come here. There's always that one thing. Some people are already married, and they are happy with their husband, and they are actually having a good sexual life in their marriage. But no matter what, sexual experience to man stick to every memory remain. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every man has that, every woman has that. Madam, as a wife, endeavor to be the one to recreate that memory. For a man, it's always at the time in your life. It's like your best sexual experience is always with one girl. It might not even be the present girlfriend. It's always maybe one girl you've dated before. And then that change, be Olympics in it. You might meet another girl tomorrow that will beat that record. Quickly, I might drive crazy. I don't care what record your husband have. When you are planning to get married or you are married, be on the stop list though. If you are not ready to be a player in the boardroom, a maker in the home, and a bitch in bed, you don't have any business being married. Because you see, every other thing you are doing as a homemaker, oh yes, you are a good mom. That's not a service to him. And your children did not marry you. You are a good homemaker. You are a good, which one again? You are doing well in business. You are nice to his family. His mother like you. Some of you are investing more in making the parent of your spouse like you, as if they have any. No, I'm having cold. It's not water. Every other good virtue that can make a man respect a woman, you are good at it. But you are not good in bed. Or sometimes some of you think you are doing the best. I've seen so many women that always say, every time man shake, every time the man shake, you might be sitting with your husband every day, Monday to Sunday. And you ain't feeling that shit. You can't be doing the same thing and you're expecting a different result. The same thing you are doing since the day you married is the same thing you are still doing. Missionary is not the same. Missionary, the same way. Then it is your husband that is initiating sexual intimacy all day, every day. African women, you will not die if you wake up your husband with head. You will not die if you are the one that is making advance, if you are the one that make advances to your husband. But you want to complain? Abike, John to Ọlọ́run ni mímí ìfẹ́. I've been drinking coffee, don't worry about it. Coffee will just do. Now, this is where the place of due diligence in. We are just using the area of sexual intimacy as just a caveat. It crosses every part of the marriage. Every area. Your husband's energy is waxing cold. Yours is waxing cold. You are losing that passion for your marriage. You are losing that motivation. Look inward. Because whatever it did not work, you can't complain that it's not working. Some of you, especially abroad marriage, you are chasing the dollar. You are chasing the dollar at the detriment of the happiness in your home. And you want to come back later and say this marriage is becoming toxic. You are the one that intoxicates it. When last have you had 2 hours of uninterrupted communication with your husband? When last? I'm asking you. It's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer me. Answer yourself. When last? Wait. Where did you read it in the Bible? Ọkọ mi kò gbé mi jáde rí láti joy. Kò gbé mi jọ́ ló gbé mi jáde last. Auntie, mediocre ló máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Since tí wọ́n fẹ́ jáde yẹn, tó dẹ̀ fi wọ́pọ̀ ẹ ò tí ẹ̀ káàntẹ̀. The way to show a man how to do a thing is to do it to him. So you will mess up his ego. Ṣẹ́ṣẹ́ ni ta ló sọ fún ẹ pé wọ̀ bó ló ti kà inú òfin wo ló ti kà pé ìwọ ò lè gbọ́kọ̀ ẹ jáde. Akọ mi, mo ra kinní fún, mo ra kinní kan fún. Ìjọba bá rí ìwà fi sọ̀rọ̀. Òrè tí ò lọ́pẹ́ ni. Akọ mi, ṣé òun lọ bí iṣẹ́ Sunday? No. Okay. Even if you are working, what does it take you to call her? You call her to go to people's party. You can't call her to take your husband on a date. And then you complain that the marriage is becoming boring. What have you done to add flavor to it? This is where due diligence comes in. So I've listened to so many stories of, Shebi I want to divorce at broken marriage. That one is already a case closed. There are so many people who are married right now and happiness is missing. And I'm always trying to find out. You talk about the problem. Tell me about what has been your endeavor to right this wrong. It's always nothing. Motivation is mommy. Motivation, you are just making that worse. Our pastor Gomba Wadasi, women is just, I think it's an African thing. Always just have this high expectation of a man. Man should be it. Man should do it. It is expected of a man to do. I get it. But the man that falls short of it, do you not know that God said the woman will be the helpmate? What it means is that any area of his husbandhood that is lacking, you are supposed to be a support system. You complain about this marriage is becoming boring and this home is becoming toxic. What have you contributed? What have you done? How have you stepped up and stepped in the area of the vulnerability of your husband? How have you stepped up and stepped in? Wíìgì tó tira tó fi ṣòkú ìyá àgbà 6 years ago. Òun ló ṣe hán mọ́ ríjọ́ tó bá tún ríjọ́ tó bá ti lọ ṣerun báyìí. Àwọn ọmọ ògbóró ayé wọ́n máa ṣe tiny braid. Èmi ò ní dáa kí n máa jókòó sí sàánú ẹ̀kan ṣábà mi ṣe ní. You will lose your hair 1 week. Wíìgì tẹ́lẹ̀ fi ṣòkú ìyá àgbà 6 years ago yẹn náà ló máa hán mọ́ rí for another 1 week kó tó ṣe lọ ṣe ṣùkú alágbàgbà ìranù tó máa padà ṣe náà. Àbí wàá lọ ṣe jẹ́ẹ̀lì ní 2021 ló ṣe ń lẹ jẹ́ẹ̀lì. Worst case tó bá ṣe irun tó fantastic ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ kó compliment ẹ̀ pa wàá ṣe con rule. All those ones easy fix. Con rule. Before you stress the whole community to complain about what is not working in your marriage, what have you done? What have you done? It is not good for a man to be alone. Why? What is the intention of God? I will make him a helpmate for him. This man, I keep asking, when I hear about people talk about their marriage and what is not going right in their marriage, I listen to everything that the man has done. And I will say, well, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, really? You did this? I'm so sorry you're going through this. But can I ask you a question? Tell me some things that you think he's doing right. I want you to tell me about his good side. And then they would tell me certain things. And I said, okay. So the place that are his weaknesses, hear me, women who wish to have a happy life. The essence, why God wants a man to have a woman, is not because you should have somebody to be having sex with. You and I know now. But if a man that doesn't have a wife wants to have sex as breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he will have it. It's not because of children. So many people have plenty of children and they don't even have a wife. Oh, well, anybody can do that. That you can have children without commitment that you will not even pay money for. There are so many successful men that they are just looking for somebody to teleport them. There are so many men living life like without local, and they are making babies all around. Is it the best life? No, but it's life. So a man who wants to commit to family value. Why do you think God wants a man to have a wife? It's not to born, no. It's not to be knocking. No. He said, it's not good for a man to be, I will make him a helpmate for him. God feels that man has weakness, that he created a woman to be a support system. You are supposed to come through where he falls short. Do you hear me? This is a hard truth that you don't have to accept. Now, I'm not saying that you should insulate a man who is living a reckless and careless life, or you should discountenance what is not making you happy. We started from whatever you don't discuss, you can't complain about it. Whatever you don't fix, it remain undone. So you can't even say you can't even put it on him as weakness. But listen, well, it is not for badly behaved women either. It's vis-a-vis. The question is, wait, now, so you feel that he's good in all of this area, but he's bad in this. Like the example I gave you, this man is providing for his house. He doesn't disrespect this woman. He's not abusing this woman. But it just look like he has never bought her a gift before or celebrated her birthday before. And I said, is that all he's doing wrong? He said, yes. I said, that's bad, but can I shock you? You have a good husband. Because I know more than 1,000 women that will gladly trade their husband for yours. Oh, let him not buy me a gift, but at least let him be coming home to sleep at night. Does he not sleep at night every day? I asked, I said, is this man, has he ever been found with any form of infidelity? They said, no. Oh, he's not cheating. Or at least you have not caught him cheating. He's for anybody else. He give you shelter. He's protecting you. He's just not buying birthday gifts. It's bad. It's not a good thing for a man to be. How can you even live with a woman for 10 years? You don't even celebrate her birthday. You don't buy her gifts. It's a horrible thing. But I'm sorry. That's a bad thing for your husband. But this man is a good man. Whether you like it or not, I keep saying it. Our society did not raise men. Every man that is a good man raise themselves on trial and error and watching if the ones that is privileged to have a good father, just watching the father is how we learn. No, women were trained to be a woman, hands-on. Men were trained to be a man by watching. And how many children of our generation have a good father? How many fathers have sense in those days? Very low population. Whether you like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. As bad as we think marriage is toxic, like, because social media is showing us everything, there's no media then, so all their mess is not shown or known to the world. Don't let anybody tell you anything. Marriage is working now than it was working in the early 80s, in the late 80s, and in the early 90s. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There are more good men now who have known that there is body. Children who are born out of polygamy, they don't even want to practice it. They don't want to do it. Why do you think there's so much side chick now? It's because men don't want to do polygamy. There are more responsible men now than before. The social media that is just loud now. It's even difficult to cheat now. Before you meet one girl, collect numbers, one bastard wife friend will see you and snap you. You go to one party now with side chick. This is how you are looking, like police dog. Because you are afraid of one idiot that will make video and post it on Instagram. That is a friend to your friend of your wife's friend. We see it and tag your wife. In the days of our father, cheating is buy one, get one free. Now it's easy. A man will cheat from the beginning of his marriage to the end of his marriage till he dies. The wife will never catch him one day. They will say, this man is a good man. He said, the man of honor. The wife will be crying on the coffin. My husband, is the only friend I have in my life. And on the days of the funeral, 3 women will show up with 3 different children. They're not going to shock you. You can't try that now. Which chick do you want to have somewhere now that you will hide? The bastard girl will even post it on Instagram. Thanks, babe, for the lovely wristwatch. Oh, with the cast. One of your distant uncle's best friend will tag your cousin, and your cousin will tag your uncle, your cousin will tag her daughter. He will get to you. Winning through diligence. There's an element of perseverance in diligence. Having the endurance enough to hold on. So many broken homes is actually because they quit too early, gave up too early. The fact, some marriages, according to research, will have their crisis in the first 5 years. And they will get the balance. Some, their crisis will start after 15 years. When they have like raised all that. Let's say they want to have 4 kids. In 50 years, they would have raised all the 4 kids. So now they have switched from lovey-dovey to parenting. So it's all this parenting that will cause their own crisis. They will now start having crisis. The worst part of family crisis are those ones who the children will grow, go to school, but now the children are graduating and they are leaving the house. That's when they will start having their own crisis. When the children are becoming adults and then they are back to themselves, that's when they will start having their own crisis. Study shows that people who have their marital crisis as as early crisis, first 5 years, always have a marriage that thrive eventually. Some people could not wait into that early days crisis, and that's why they gave up too early. There's a place of perseverance. There's a place of enduring hardship, but with purpose. Don't make yourself a young or yow. Don't say it's we're talking about, because the way you people quote me sometimes scares me. With purpose. The real essence of diligence is purpose-driven life. Why are you doing what you are doing? Number one. Number two is a heart for improvement. And that's where we are dwelling. Heart for improvement. Don't ever feel perfected at any point in your life. Don't ever think. So many women, hey, me, I'm not taking mundano food. Sometimes what you think you are doing to impress your husband, he's not even interested in it. Oúnjẹ tó ń ṣe kókó tó dé mo dáná mo ṣe kíni kan màá sún oúnjẹ sí fridge máa ṣe kíni kan èèyàn don't complain lọ bí ìsìnkú ẹ̀dín yọjú don't try láti diet ìwọ ń sóúnjẹ ìlẹ́gà ìranù kan fún oúnjẹ tó dẹ̀ ń ṣèkẹ̀dẹ̀ àmàlà ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ bá yẹn lẹ́ni jẹ́ diet ló gbọmọṣọ àmàlà yìí ni. Some of you here wife listen to me, your menu list kò kọjá mẹ́rin márùn láti jọ́ tó ti fẹ́ o ò ṣe nǹkan mi kọjá àwọn oúnjẹ mẹ́rin kan rí àmàlà sẹ̀mó ẹ̀bà ráìsì lẹ́ẹ̀kankan àti one other food. You only cook food that are convenient for you. Since you've been married to your husband, how many delicacies have you learnt other than the one that you know before? How many have you learnt? Set a table for your husband. Kó sọ pé èwo tún lélẹ̀. Housewife, you are saying you don't like some kind of food, and you know your husband eats it. Are you cooking for yourself or you are cooking for your husband? So that you say, I cook for him, I clean for him. But when you are cooking for yourself. Since they've married you, how many delicacies have you learned to add to the knowledge you already have? The day you stop seeking knowledge, that's the day you begin to deteriorate. Then you complain of your marriage is not working. Your husband is cheating on you. Have you put in the work? I am not backing up men that cheat or backing up that men is perfect. I'm saying make sure you are check yourself that you are putting in the work. Yes, and the resources are there. There is no food in this world that you want to learn how to cook that is not on YouTube. No soup in the world. Joe, some of you, what your problem is that you are adamant to knowledge. Especially Yoruba people. Do you know that the biggest races that I know in the whole world is Yoruba people? Yoruba people is the only people that knows that you don't understand Yoruba and they're speaking it to you right in your face. And they know you don't understand it. Yoruba is the only people that call people by where they come from. You know it's only Yoruba that does that. Yoruba people is the only people that comes to somebody's states and still give them a nickname. Àwọn Jamoy, àwọn Akatai, Kokoye, Kiniko, in their own country. Yoruba address people by where they come from. That's racism. Ọmọ Igbo. Àwọn Mala yẹn. Àwọn Mala yẹn ṣe Kiniko. Bàbá Mala yẹn sọ fún mi pé they will never even ask for his name. They don't need it. So you, Yoruba woman, you leave all the Yoruba men you did not marry. You marry a Benue man. And I saying you don't like pounding yam in the mortar. You have shimari. Do you hear me? You have shimari. Oh, they eat cassava leaf soup in their own city. Cassava leaf, okay. You like it, so you don't cook it. Alaye, where go fair, go fair that day. You are guilty by default. You don't have to eat it. A good one. This is what they eat in their village. Cook it for him. Shock him. Put it in the fridge. Man, there. How can Yoruba people join the people that sees that they want to stick? Yoruba believe that it is their own culture that is the best and the most acceptable culture. Every other culture is not correct. The fact that you are right doesn't make other people wrong. So now you have conditioned your husband to eat foods that you like to eat or the foods that is convenient for you to cook. 10 years of marriage. So now this man, the any day that he visits his mother, is texting the mother from the room. Mommy, mo ń bọ̀ lọ sọ́yọ́ la. Ṣé máa ṣe biripo? Mommy, ṣé mo ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ la. Ṣé máa ṣe kọ́kọ́rẹ́? He's excited to go back to his mother's house to go and eat the kokore. Bobby, sir, auntie, if your husband gets super excited to go back home every time he goes home, just so that your marriage is a prison yard for him. Yes, it's good to be excited to go and visit your parents, but you can see that he's super excited and he's always longing for the food. Suspect yourself, you are not doing something right. Every time he goes home, he keep telling you about, my kokore mama lola. Auntie, 10 years of marriage, your husband by now should have outweighed the record of his mother in his head. What's wrong with you? Ìwọ gan tó bá tiẹ̀ tún lọ gá bàbá lọ sọ́dọ̀ màmá máa ṣe kọ́kẹ́rẹ́ ìwádìí inú ìwádìí ń dùn bí kọ́kọ́rẹ́ màmá máa ń dùn ìwádìí ń discuss ẹ̀. Ìyá ọkọ mi à ń bọ̀ lọ́dà ọkọ mi tó ká mọ́ wá lọ́la ẹ bá ṣe kọ́kọ́rẹ́ ìyá ọkọ mi nice gan tábà lọ sọ́dọ̀ mọ́ báyìí ó máa ṣe kọ́kọ́rẹ́ fún ọkọ mi láìké ìkọ́kọ́rẹ́ màmá máa ń dùn orí ẹ ti dàrú. Aláìlérò Galatia. By now, 10 years of marriage, you should have outweighed the memory of your mother-in-law away from the head of your husband. By now, your mother-in-law should say, kí ṣe ṣọ́nbọ̀lọ́la kí n ṣe fọkànrẹ́ náà kọ́kọ́ ẹ sọ pé màmá ìyàwó mi gan tẹ̀lé wọ́kẹ́ ṣé ká bá yín gbé wá nú ẹ̀ ẹ má wulẹ̀ sí ètò àdíyàwó mi gan ṣe gan kí ló ń ṣe ẹ̀. Your husband should be gisting the mother now, about how much of a fantastic cocktail you are making. What's wrong with you? Constantly improving on yourself, improving on the quality of your life. Carelessness is the reason why so many people are ruining their own relationship. Carelessness, laxity, ignorance, negligence, carefree, careless, lackadaisical behaviors are the reason why so many people have ruined what they cherished most in their life. Apply due diligence. What diligence means is to constantly evaluate and improve the quality of your life. I have a few minutes to go. Let me talk to the singles. Or let me just say a little bit strike a balance because it seems like I've been talking about women. For the married men, there is more responsibility on the man. If you don't seek to improve in the delivery of your leadership of the house, you will naturally become a burden or a Hitler to your wife. There is no joy in a husband that shows up and everybody will click, even your wife. Everybody will scatter and go and be behaving themselves because that is the thing about that. You are taking pleasure in the fact that they are afraid of you. You are very mad. You have turned yourself to Hitler in your marriage. You are no more a husband. You are a burden. your wife will soon find happiness somewhere else. One 4 year away when you, I keep telling you, 1 4 year away when you're gone. Internationally, 1 4 year away when you're. All these women nowadays, they're not playing. You know. If they can't find happiness in you, they will look for it. You did not improve in the quality of your life. Oga, you married your wife when you are making 70,000 naira, which was enough for you then. And then you took a wife in, which you will now begin to barely manage because it's 2 people now. Your sperm will not stay in one place. You have born 3, 4 children. And you are still earning 70,000. And you think there will not be tension in your marriage. You know, there will be tension. No woman have orgasm for a broke man. When you marry that woman, you have a good job. When you are making 70,000 in 2002, that's a good job, man. In the den of Nigeria. From 2002 to 2021, you are still making 70,000 because you keep working the same job that you are doing. You are mad. The leadership that is conferred on a man as the head of the household should require a sense of responsibility in you, should trigger you to improve in the quality of your life. Which honor do you think you will get from a woman that knows you? Both she BLLB, Coca-Cola. The motivational speakers, you keep telling your wife, I have a bitch and we are going somewhere. Promise lo fife. O di moment appoint promise lo ṣe fún. O lè ní ọ̀nà. Right in her face, he's seeing people who are your colleagues and your associates doing something and breaking that neck and improving the quality of their life. Story ini woni atagidi. Which honor are you planning to have from a woman who is even the one motivating you to even go out and do the little you are doing? You have shown your vulnerability. You are supposed to be a factor and a system for your wife. But now it's the wife that is even motivating you. So nobody can talk to you. Every time you exemplify or showcase anger as a man, that the wife have to start putting you on that check, you are showing your weakness. And the more you show your weakness, there is nobody that follow a weak leader. No. You are transferring the betting of leadership to us. So the day he talks to you like a boss, just know that you have created that avenue. Okay, you guys are passing through such an hard moment in life, as a family. You are the one, you want the one bagaje. You are the one now having attitude, now warning face. Now this, it is right as I call you, my dear, man, worry. You know, no mashanova. You are the one showing an act of you are the one losing it, and your wife that is banding your emotions together. You are losing your honor. Go to that to defend iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe ló ṣe ń ṣe dìsín o improve income kò lésì kò dín ó tó yín náà gbà yẹn oníkànnì ayẹyẹ ó dẹ̀ bímọ sí kò tó yín náà mọ́ nìsín gbogbo àwọn tó mọ̀ ẹ́ tó mọ̀ lọ́rẹ́ ẹ nígbà tó fẹ́ gbogbo wọn ti lọ ẹ mọ́ lọ àti for history ìṣìlò náà òòrùn ti ìkúnlẹ̀ gbà ẹ́ tó máa wá sọ̀rọ̀ mi gbà ó ti wà ní Canada nísìn he's a big boy now ó lọ sí every time you say that the wife is looking at you say pray God when kí ni mo fẹ́ yìí. As a man, there's a responsibility that comes with it. Improve the quality of your life. That is what they call diligence. Adding due diligence to the commitment that you have provided on yourself as a head of the household. Due diligence. If it is 6 months course that you need to take, go ahead and take it. If it is we need to add a job to your job, go ahead and do it. The same lyrics tó ń fún ẹjọ́ tó máa dá di gòbẹ̀tà lọmọ yìí mo fi ń pẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àdá tó ń fún kó tó fi fẹ́ náà ló ṣe ń fún di sin ó dẹ̀ kó máa gbà ẹ́ gbọ́. Àwọn mo ṣe máa make ìyàwó mi. 10 years in marriage ó ṣì máa make. Ṣé o lè make ẹ̀ mọ́ báyìí? Women don't have a problem standing with a man that is on his way, a man that is still getting himself together. They don't have a problem staying with such men. They only have a problem if they can't see the possibility of you succeeding. Men don't have a problem, sticking with a man that is still a project in process. The problem they have is that ṣó máa padà make àbò máa gbé vision sórí bíi táǹkì ni. Another problem they have is that tó bá padà make ṣó máa jèrè ẹ. So many women are stick with a man and struggle with them, and the man eventually succeeded. And the first thing he used to pay the wife is to marry another wife. Ṣáàrà ò ní padà pa irú ọkọ bẹ́ẹ̀. If you are a man, listen to me. Your wife stood by you when the day was dry, when the wind was blowing your roof, when the sun smite you by day and the moon by night. You think together, thank together, and when mercy begin to blow on you, and small things enter your pocket, that's when you decide to begin to marry another wife or have plenty side chick or begin to disrespect her. Hear me very well. Thunder will fire you. Very soon, the agbako that you are looking for, you will meet it outside. My prayer is that you will not bring that agbako to come and meet this innocent man who has stood for you. Believe in you, believe in your dream. You won't can last. Success won't can last. So you think about do it to be ṣe. To do yeye létí ẹ, ó bónílé ẹjọ́ bónílé ẹ. Atẹ́gùn wá fẹ́ sí ẹ lápò. You dey feel pé the first compensation ni pé kó lọ fẹ́yàwó mi. Àbí kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní òòlùngbà tẹjọ́ ń jìyà. Owó ti dọ́wọ́ ẹ ní ìsìn ló ṣe fi gbóǹdì ṣe gbé pé normal gan ṣé gbé wá jẹ́ taste mi ni. Wàá disrespect ẹ̀ ń gbé in condition. Wàá tó kàgbàkó. Because ó nídìí pé ẹyẹlé tó ní tóun bá dàgbà, ọmọ tó ní tóun bá dàgbà, orí ẹyẹlé lòun ó máa jẹ. Orí ẹyẹlé ní kì í jẹ́ kí ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ dàgbà. How do I translate to those who don't understand Yoruba? A child that says, when I grow up, I want to be hitting the head of a dove. It is the head of a dove, that destiny of a dove, that will make sure that child did not grow up. So if you are now a woman is putting all her resources to support you, and you have in your mind to betray her where you make it, you will not make it. Thunder will fire you before you make it. If you don't want a woman, tell her you don't want her. Don't stick with any woman because of benefits. Whether it is monetary, social difference, connection, or papers, don't do it. Thunder will fire you. Want to marry somebody because of paper? Tell her. To buy pay, you ṣe fún ẹ. I hate that thing. I've been at the verge of it many times and I have to refuse it. I don't think it is right. And you people always make it look as if it's something, if it's something Nigeria, it's okay. No. Okay, akátá yàn lẹ́lẹ́ dàbí. Àbọ̀ Ọlọ́run ò sí fáwọn àbí. A ní Yorùbá rí bàbá racist ni. So it's okay if he does it to an American girl, but if he does it to a Nigerian, that one is a sin. It's a bigger sin. I think I should break this diligence into two parts because I need to go. It's already 5 o'clock. It's almost 6 o'clock. Because I want to talk in the area of the single ones. And then I want to talk about the race formula, which is supposed to be the last one. But I will just give you an highlight of what they call the race formula. It's a professional formula in public relations. Race formula. RACE. Let me see if I can put it out here. Oh, couldn't do shit. Well, I'm almost done now. I want to spell it out so that you guys can see it. Race formula. Research, action. No, I told you I'm not doing free business next year. I'm not doing free. Next year I will start. You know, I can actually do a paid show where you have to pay to log into this show. You know, right? Facebook already sent it to me that I can actually host a paid program, a sponsored program where you have to like subscribe and pay for you to even get the notification. Now, the race formula is the easiest and the simplest formula I can give us to diligence. And I'm going to leave you with this, and then next time, sometimes this week, we're going to talk more about it and then talk about diligence when it comes to our social integration, and then with relationship when it comes to the single. We dwell more on the married today. Research. Find out, you know what you are doing, and thank God for the effort you are putting in whatever you are doing, in your job, in your career, and in your marriage, and in your relationship. You are doing it right, but find out how others are doing it. Do a random sampling. Do a feasibility study. So many people go into business without even, they just tell you that in the Apple ministry, don't buy your media. Paki ló ń tà ní ìsìn ládùúgbò yìí. Gbàgbàgbàgbà. You enter Paki business. Makeup ló ń rìn nísìn. You begin to go and do makeup. Tomorrow, báyìí ń lọ káṣọ, ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan káṣọ ní Turkey ni. Ó ti di aláṣọ nìyẹn. Anywhere belle face. Do your research. Do your research since you've been married. One book on marriage you have not read. Since you've been married, have you ever given a time to see how you can improve as a wife? How you can improve as a husband? How to learn good coping skills? You know what they call coping skills? The things that gets you upset. How you learn to manage it. Coping with unpleasant situations. Have you tried to learn coping skills? Have you tried to learn what, the act of a man, human behavior, how do men process things? Some of you did not, your husband just get angry for no reason, and you wonder you did not do anything. No, it's not always what you do, it's how you do it. Maybe your method of communications, or sometimes you have you are saying the right thing, but your non-verbal communications are saying otherwise. Unfortunately, meaning reside in man and not in words. Have you done any research? You are doing business that you don't even know jack shit about. Just because they tell you that it's making money, you continue to pump in money in it, and all of a sudden, boom, you run bankrupt. Because you lack knowledge in this endeavor, you will crash, and you will crash beyond repair if something goes wrong. action, when you do your research, it will give you what we call data, facts and figures. You will do what they call self-diagnosis. You will see what you need to put to work. Don't just find out what you need to do, or don't just be somebody that always criticizes your partner or tries to say somebody else or blame it on the system, blame it on the economy. No, there will always be a good reason to fail. That's the honest truth. Don't just find out what should be done and write it as a song. Get to work. Put in the work. Now, every change requires a conscious announcement. So sometimes you have been this kind of way and you are working to change. Now you are working on yourself as a wife to be a better wife, but your husband is still seeing you as the old person that you used to be. Do you understand? Be conscious about having an effective communication. Hear me well. You are the first and the only marketer of yourself. If you don't define yourself, you have subject yourself to be defined by others. And they will misdefine you. They will define you in such a way because you see, nobody have an in-depth knowledge of you better than you. Don't let anybody deceive you that humility is just piping low. You are working on yourself. You are being a better person. You are so, hey, I just don't want to talk. No, announce yourself by yourself. You are the PR of your own self. Do you hear me? Now, the only reason why you are improving your life and based on the research you have made, that you have getting to work and putting the actions is because you want the result to change. So you have to communicate the process. Evaluation. Measure your results. Are you getting the desired results? Or do you need to put more work? Or to put more patience? Or put more diligence? Do you need more actions? Or do you need to go back and do further research? You see, this race formula is a revolving circle. You do a research, the guy will give you data that you need to work on, you put in the work, you communicate, evaluate, and then further go to research. Every PR is making something from, whether it doesn't mean that something is bad, from where it is to where you want it to be. So every time you want to improve, you will go through what they call the race formula. Every time you want something to be better, whether it is bad now, you want it to be good. Whether it is good now, you want it to be better. Whether it's better now, you want it to be best. Or whether it's the best now, you want it to remain the best. You will always. There's no reason why you ever should relax and think you can sit back and watch. You will run out. You will always revolve around this. This is a planning process. Research, action, communication, and evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's a good time to be with you. I'm going to continue from here and then we're going to finish the series about winning through diligence the next time I see you. Oh, this is cold. Now, let me give a little minute for questions if there is any. We have to leave it in 3 minutes. But quick announcements. We are partnering with some amazing company right now that giving us some amazing, they have such an amazing real estate. One of the things you need to work on, by the grace of God, God will not just give you a house. He will give you a home. Those of you who already have a house of your own, God will make you multiple owners of real estate, either for personal use or for commercial purposes. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ilé jẹ́ ìrọ̀rùn fún yín. The Bible says a man that does not leave an inheritance for his household. You know what the compare means. So it is a necessity for us. So we partner with. For me, I don't just take adverts. I look at what they do. Brook Hill Estate. It's been a while that I left Nigeria. So there are some places that they mentioned that I don't know those areas. I will be honest with you. I don't know where this place is, in all fairness. Abidjo. They said Abidjo GRA. I'm not sure, but I think it's on the island, but I might be wrong, but I'm not sure. These people, the amazing about this company is that they have made it so easy that you can buy a house whichever your financial plan is. They have houses that are, built, regular built. They have houses that are tastefully finished. They have a house that is fully furnished. There's some houses where you just need to move in your clothes. Every other thing is already inside the house. There are properties that they are built tastefully. You just bring your furniture. There are houses that is just, regular builds that you just come and do the finishing by yourself to your own taste. That is not all. They are very ridiculous pricing. You can see they said this one is finished and shell 20 million. This is a 2-bedroom block of flats. This is a 2-bedroom flat. Now, not only that, these are 2-bedroom block of flats. They have other ones that are, detached duplex. Now, the amazing thing I find about them, because I've really worked with so many of these real estate companies, always reach out to me, and I find it difficult to market a product that is not sellable. Now, one of the amazing things about these people, which I've always looked out for, especially for those who are abroad, is that you can pay for this house in as much as 2 years. They even have some that are longer than that. A flexible payment that is realistic. People will be selling house for 50 million, and they say you have to. We have instrumental payment of 4 instrumental payment. I'm like, are you mad? 4 instrumental payment. Why killing you? Brook Hill Estate gives you the flexibility of whichever works for you, that you can pay in as much. In fact, 5 years payment plan. 5 whole years payment plan. 5 years. So like this 3-bedroom terrace duplex is 35 million that is tastefully finished. And you can pay for 85. If you put this in 5 years, you will see that it's something that you can achieve. But maybe in 5 years, if you pay 35 million in 5 years, we'll give you a exact result. It's just like we got on that, So it's more realistic for me. It's more sellable for me. 35 million divided by 5. That is 7 million. 7 million divided by 12. That is 583,000. 583,000 divided by 550. I'm just talking to people who are in dollars. That's just $1,060 a month. $1,060 every month for 5 years will make you a landlord in this property. 3-bedroom terrace duplex with BQ in a service community. That is very realistic for me. They have it in different shades and shades. 43 million, 35 million shell, up to 5 years payment plan. So they have that flexibility where you can just come back, we will consider, and you already have a place. And this is another good part about real estate, which maybe I would save a time to come and explain certain things to us. I will upload all of these things so you can see them. They taught me, I have a very good friend who is a guru in real estate, that do you know where if you buy this house or you start buying and you have like a 5 payment plan, you can pay for this house in 2 years and you sell it. The value of the house might probably have appreciated in 2-3 years. And you will sell this same house that you're buying for 40 million. 40 million to this somewhere time. Only for that time they need 60 million. Why there's some balance in 40 million to go? Why they gain? So at the end of the day, there is no loss. It's an investment. So it's like you are doing a job, but this one is not taking your money back. You are getting more profit back. It's something that I want you to look at and call them, make inquiries. Now, they told me that, in fact, if you reach out to them and you are interested in buying, you can equally just give them a promo code of Olori. Just say you are being referred. It's a referral code, Olori, and you will be eligible for even more discounts on these properties. I'm going to shed more light on it. So we'll be partnering with them and we'll be doing a lot of work together. And if you don't understand that, neither do I. Thank you very much for joining. I will see you guys on Thursday. In the meantime, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas this weekend. Please celebrate with family, have fun. You deserve it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night. It's a season of love. Extend love to somebody. And always remember, the devil only wins only when you quit. Thank you very much. Enjoy your night.